Imagine this. You're standing in line at a grocery store. Someone behind you sighs. Just a sound, barely noticeable, but suddenly your chest tightens, your heart races, your body goes rigid. You feel small, cornered, on edge. Nothing happened, yet everything did. For someone living with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, the nervous system doesn't live exclusively in the present. It lives in the body, shaped by prolonged trauma, where the past is not remembered but re-experienced. Imagine this. You're standing in line at a grocery store. Someone behind you sighs. Just a sound, barely noticeable, but suddenly your chest tightens, your heart races, your body goes rigid. You feel small, cornered, on edge. Nothing happened, yet everything did. For someone living with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, the nervous system doesn't live exclusively in the present. It lives in the body, shaped by prolonged trauma, where the past is not remembered but re-experienced. Complex PTSD is referred to a mental survival condition caused by long-term, frequent traumatic experiences over a long period of time. Long period means 2 to 5 years or more of trauma that was caused by physical abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, or neglect, any one of them or all of them, versus PTSD, which is caused by 2 or 3 traumatic events such as being in combat, near-death experiences, car accidents. Individuals suffering from complex PTSD is about a nervous system trained by survival. My name is Fawzia Faizi Shah, licensed clinical social worker. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Trauma that rewires the body. Complex PTSD develops not from a single catastrophic event, but from chronic, inescapable trauma, often occurring in formative relationships. Childhood emotional neglect, ongoing abuse, domestic violence, captivity, exploitation, or prolonged powerlessness. Unlike classic PTSD, complex PTSD involves deep alterations in emotional regulation, self-concept, and interpersonal functioning. The problem is this. Triggers don't announce themselves as memories. They show up as panic, dissociation, rage, shame, or physical pain without any explanation. The body reacts before the mind can make sense of it. How triggers work in complex PTSD? Let's talk about that. Emotional triggers when feelings become threats. For someone with complex PTSD, triggers are often relational and emotional, not obvious dangers. Common emotional triggers include perceived rejection or abandonment, criticism, even mild, silence, withdrawal or emotional distance, authority figures or power imbalance, feeling misunderstood, dismissed, or unseen. These triggers activate the amygdala, the brain's threat detector, which cannot distinguish past danger from present safety. The result, sudden emotional flooding, shame spiral, something is wrong with me, hypervigilance or emotional numbness, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses. This is not overreaction, is procedural, memory encoded during trauma. Physical triggers are when the body remembers first. Complex PTSD lives as much in the body as in your mind. Physical and sensory triggers may include certain tones of voice, smells, lighting or enclosed spaces, touch, even affectionate touch, loud noises or abrupt movements, fatigue, hunger, or illness. The nervous system, specifically the autonomic nervous system has learned that these sensations once preceded harm. So the body responds with increased heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tension or collapse, gastrointestinal distress, dizziness, nausea, or headaches, dissociation or depersonalization. This is known as somatic flashback, a trauma response without a visual memory. Why logic doesn't shut it down? Well, one of the most painful aspects of complex PTSD is knowing intellectually that you're safe, but your body is screaming that you're not. That's because trauma is stored in subcortical brain regions, not the rational cortex. You cannot think your way out of a nervous system that learned to survive without thinking. Healing requires regulation before reasoning. So, what awareness demands of us? If you live with complex PTSD, your triggers are not character flaws. They're evidence of adaptation. Start here. Number 1, learn to track body sensations, not just thoughts. Name the response. This is a trauma response, not a present threat. Prioritize the nervous system regulation. For example, doing breath work, grounding, guided meditation, safety cues. Seek techniques that will help the trauma-related feelings, such as the pain body, stored inside your body, the trauma-focused therapy, which is also the cognitive behavior therapy. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about teaching the body that the danger has ended. So what triggers in me? Well, it's the feelings that were repressed, denied. They get triggered either by smell, touch, sight, hear, sound, noise, taste. The body must heal by becoming aware of the feelings and releasing them. Remember, the nervous system and the body has been in a survival mode. So if you love someone that suffers from complex PTSD, your job is not to fix them. Your job is to be predictable, attuned, and emotionally safe. That means don't minimize or debate their reactions. Understand that triggers are involuntary. Offer a very calm presence, not pressure. Respect boundaries. Even when you don't understand them, consistency feels where intensity cannot. And as a society, we must stop asking, what's wrong with you? Instead, we should start asking, what happened to your nervous system? Complex PTSD is not a weakness. It's the cost of surviving in environments that demanded silence, endurance, and adaptation. Healing begins with awareness, and awareness begins with compassion, self-compassion for the body that learned to survive when it had no other choice. Thank you, and I hope you liked my video, and if you did, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment for me if you suffer from complex PTSD and if you have healed from it, and what your path has been like. Thank you again.